Hey everyone, just wanted to check in with you during this crazy time on planet Earth. What's been coming up for a lot of people I've been working with over the phone the last couple weeks is feeling the magnitude of anxious energy that is going on within them and around them. And I have heard so many clients say to me, Rebecca, I'm normally a really positive person. I'm not an anxious person. I pray, I meditate, I have deep faith. And all of a sudden, what's wrong with me? Why do I feel grumpy, depressed, lonely, anxious all the time? And so, that's very common and normal. In general, if you're an empath, because you're sensitive to energy, and a lot of times we pick up outside energies that aren't our own. But what the spirits have been bringing through over and over again is that the world is going through this massive change and upheaval. It's bringing up what I know, what they've said is that we are tuning into the collective consciousness of fear and anxiety, that energy that, on that spectrum between fear and love, and everything in between, we're all gonna fall in different places depending at where our consciousness is at. And so it's really easy if you're not feeling good, you're feeling off, and you're not grounded, that you're gonna fall, more toward that spectrum of fear. And so don't be hard on yourself. Just try and be neutral about it. Step back and observe with curiosity that this is what's coming up. And, then with that awareness, you can then decide to call your power back and get back into your faith and trust and your divine knowing that at the end of the day, all really is well. This is all happening for a reason. I like to say, from what my guides have shown me, this is like God putting us in timeout, a massive timeout. And it's forcing us to really sit with our lives and get present and recognize where our life is out of balance, where our priorities have gotten all mixed up, and give us an opportunity to restructure our lives, reorganize, to basically reset. It's a massive planetary reboot. And so there are so many gifts that are going to come from this. But yes, it is uncomfortable. It is messy. Being forced to sit and just be, especially when you're in your home and if you have children and you're in relationships, stuff is going to come up for you. And that's a good thing if you choose to see it that way. Again, you have the opportunity to see this through the lens of love, the lens of faith and trust. And so what I would remind you of is, to just really be gentle with yourself, compassionate, patient, and get curious, and then pray about it. Ask your guides and God to show you what you need to do to find your center again, to get to that place of clarity and soul knowing. Fear will cut you off from your soul. That's just what it does. And so you're not going to be able to reach that place of truth if you're in fear. So to get out of fear, there's a lot of things you can do. You may or may not know what works for you. For me, getting grounded gets me out of fear. Because when I'm not grounded, I get in my head. And that's where all the mind thoughts start creating stories and just a lot of illusion and drama. And so what I do for grounding is I'll either go walk or lay in the grass. I get out into the sun and I just breathe. I get present. I focus on listening to the birds chirping or the sounds around me or listening to my breath. So really just getting grounded pulls the energy all the way down your body, out through the soles of your feet into the earth. And then pulling up, earth energy and really getting neutral. Okay, I'm running that energy through your system. And then pulling down from source, from spirit, that golden white light. Pull it down. Just imagine that light spinning down into the crown of your head, into your mind, creating a sense of peace and grace, ease and calm. And that's where you get present and you get really back in touch with your higher self and your higher knowing. So during this time, I would encourage you to do that many times a day. It's not like one and done. But, whenever you start to feel scattered or afraid or lonely, depressed or off, just come back to the present moment, call in your team and spirit and ask for assistance in getting you back to that high vibe place. During this time, I'm sending you so many thoughts of love and peace and just, again, brightest blessings and all love.